Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Nendoroid 1399 Zombieland Saga Revenge, I guess. Mizuno. You can see her there. We'll go put it off to the side and look at the box, which, yep, it is a typical Nendoroid box, but, you know, with knives there, and you got the number, and, got the name and everything, the Nendoroid series, and, of course, really enough, a Crunchyroll sticker, which even, this is really interesting for me, because I bought this from Good Smile Shop in Japan, so the fact that I got a Crunchyroll sticker on it is interesting. Yeah, it says Zombieland Saga Revenge Partner, so it makes me think that might be helping fund these, make these happen. I don't know. But anyway, got Good Smile Company and Zombieland Saga R logo. Up top, you have Mizuno and another pose. You have some poses on the side. No poses on this side. On the bottom, you have yet another pose. And on the back, you have more poses, some copyrights and warnings and all that stuff. Included, of course, is a little instruction booklet but in both Japanese. The Japanese and English. So there you go. Now, Mizuno. Yep, she's the third Zombieland Saga Nendo to be released. She's actually number 3. Yep. Technically in the lineup. Yeah, you can see her there. She's got her blue hair. She's got the little bit of yellow flowers in her hair there too. Only a few of them. You know, a little bit of... Yeah, the hair is right there like that. And you got her eyes, which are that pinkish color. Smiling right here in this face anyway. You got her little plaid bow tie and the blue coat and the sweater vest and, again, plaid skirt. Little buttons picked out. And socks, black socks, brown shoes. Pretty straightforward. Very typical... Japanese school out uniform, which is kind of the whole thing going on there. Yeah. There you go. Of course, you can see, of course, the stand, which is pretty typical. Nendoroid stand, little square base, little arm, which has hinges and whatnot. All that stuff. Hexagonal peg plugs into the back. On this one, she's a little looser than I'd like. Holds pretty well, but it doesn't take much to pop off either, unfortunately. Yeah. Articulation, you have, you know, the good old ball joints, so you got left and right, up and down. Waggle is kind of weird because, again, it's that swivel ball joint, but, you know, you got all that articulation. You do have a swivel here at the shoulders. You have a swivel at the bicep. You have a swivel at the hand, the wrist. There is technically a swivel here, but it's kind of limited due to the sculpting. But there's a swivel at the waist, but it's very, very limited. You're not going to get much out of that. Hips can also go forward and back, and if you twist them right, you can also go outward as well. I can go outward if you want. There's all that, and that's pretty much your lot. It's pretty typical Nendo posing stuff, and most of the poses are going to come from the accessories. Which, speaking of, get her. Another thing is on her mind, her head is really loose. This is by the way, this is the replacement hinge. Because, yeah, there's always the replacement hinge. This one is even looser. And this one's better, but it's still loose. So that's, yeah, it's one of the parts. The second replacement hinge in a different color for a reason. So it's probably obvious if you know anything about Zombieland Saga. Namely, you know, the zombie thing. She's got a leg in, you know, human tones. Right there, that's the right leg. But outside the pointing hand for her right side. A grasping hand for her left. 2 bent arms right there. Below the, yeah. 2 bent arms. 1 for each side. She has a little microphone. Little microphone right there. Just cast in black. Of course, alternate faces. Both zombie. There's no alternate human faces, just zombie faces. For those alternate faces, he has an alternate neck plate thing. This one's a bit better overall at holding, but it's not as loose as the human one, but yeah, it's still a little looser than I'd like. Got a couple of bandage hands for zombie mode. I guess you could put them on her arm now, but it's kind of be weird. A baguette holding hand, because, you know, Kotaro needs to be smacked around sometimes because he says something stupid. There's little details on the bread, too. And a pair of zombie legs, all bandaged up. There you go. Now, of course, pretty simple doing some swaps. You know, for like the leg here, just of course pull out and replace. Look at that. And of course, swapping hands is easy. It's easy if you don't drop it. That's one thing, is I noticed the hands plugging real tight on her. There we go. Again, a little looser than I like. And of course, you can swap this part if you want. Again, hands are going real tight. But yeah, the microphone goes in that grasping hand. And there you go. Good eye. You know, different pose and all that stuff. But yeah. Pretty straightforward. But of course, zombie stuff as well. Swap that as well. There's zombie parts. Just trying to get that on. Again, a lot of the pegs and stuff are nice and tight, a little too tight, but except for the head. The head just doesn't want to be tight. Yeah, everything else is really nice and tight, which is, it's one of those things where it's like, it's nice, but man, I wish it was a little bit nicer, because it's hard to get these things plugged in when it's like, you know, that stiff. The legs are pretty much, I think, at the exact right, I guess, heightness, because like they plug in and out really easily, but like not in a way that's like too difficult. Now, this part, you know, for the head, you want to pull that off, pull the hair off, pull that face off, and pull the neck plate out. So yeah, the neck plate goes in there real tight too. Yeah, pull the neck plate out. It went in, but make sure that, you know, the lines here, there's grooves. So make sure it goes in that way. Click into place. Put a new face. Put in the hair. And there you go. There's a eye. And your zombie. Like a zombie. Do what you want there. It's good. But of course also the last bit, which is pretty straightforward. Gotta put our, you know, Cotro smacking baguette. Is it baguette? I think it's a baguette. And her angry face. Which is pretty straightforward, yeah. There you go. There you go. There's a eye holding a baguette. There you go. Again, looking at the details for the zombie face and stuff, you can see, again, now the red eyes as usual. You got the bandages picked out real nicely in the molding and whatnot. Looks angry there. Bandages there again. But yeah, pretty neat. There's that, and of course, there's Sakura, number 1, and Junko, number 4. So you got all that stuff, you know. So there you go. That's the 3 of them so far. I'm really hoping they actually do the full group. I really want to tie one. I really want to tie Nendo. Yep. So yeah. I hear pretty solid little Nendo. Decent amount of accessories, not overwhelming amount. It's not a whole lot of accessory, but she's got enough. I kind of wish there was maybe a couple more for the human side of things, but there's really not. But then again, if you have plenty of Nendos, you can, get away with more. It's overall pretty solid. And I really like, I really like the look of it. It looks pretty good. Again, on mine, the head joint is really loose. All the arm joints are a little too tight. And the legs are just right for easy swappability. So it's just kind of definitely some weird cute. And on top of that, mine the stand is a little looser than I like. But overall, still fairly solid figure. It's about, if you buy direct from Japan, about $40, $45 before shipping, I think. And then if you buy from like a domestic retailer, it's going to be like $60 or so, probably. So, pretty solid. I like her. Good, if you like there you go. I don't think you'll be disappointed with this one. If you're just if you just want to, like me, hoping for the whole set, well, keep buying them so they make sure they know that, there's still an audience for these things. Because my understanding is the reason Sakura, Junko, and I got first and not going in order or whatever is because apparently these 3 are the most popular in Japan. So, we'll see how that works out. Yep. I recommendation to pick her up. So that's it for this one. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. Hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my social media. They're all in the description and the end of the video. And check out my Patreon on Coffee. And I'll see you next time with another video review.